Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's theRealKaaayle here, back again with a Mortal Kombat 1 gameplay video. Just trying to discuss some things that I would like to see addressed fairly quickly in the game. One of these can't be addressed quickly, but these are just my top 5 things that I would like to see straightened out in MK1 after playing the game for about 3 days. And here they are, and we're starting off with something that I think is definitely going to get addressed very soon. I would say early access is low-key a beta. It's a very expensive beta, but we also got this for the combat pack that's coming out. But first thing first, the frame data. The frame data listed into the moves list is just incorrect, right? It's just really wrong. A lot of the information is not accurate. And I'm an example with Scorpion. There's other examples in the game. A lot of it is correct too, but it's just the first example with Scorpion. Right here, where his forward three is one of his best buttons. What is it? Yeah, right here, his forward 3. So the game is saying that it is a 1-frame startup. And you know how crazy that sounds in fighting games, a move that starts up in 1 frame. The fastest button in this game in NRS titles is usually 6 frames, and there aren't that many 6-frame moves in NRS games. So on average, the fastest move is usually 7 frames. To have a mid that starts up in 1 frame that can go into a full launcher, like this is saying it's a 1 frame. But when you actually have the frame data counter on, you can do this by hitting start, go to practice settings, all the way at the bottom, put frame data for the characters on left and right. I have it right now set to left. This is the most accurate way to get frame data for whatever a move is in MK1 currently. So as forward 3 for Scorpion is 12 frames. I think it's very weird that some of the data is just incorrect. Doesn't make much sense. Yeah, right now I say this is the best way to accurately get what you need from the game. I remember MK11 when it first came out. This is an issue as well, but they kind of did a hot fix. I don't know. I guess the editor needs to get into the weeds of the game and really look at this and go over what's wrong and what's right. But right now, yeah, the frame data, at least in the moves list on when you hit advanced and they show you all that stuff, a lot of this stuff is incorrect. So I highly suggest you guys go into training mode, practice with your character, and figure this stuff out by using the frame data counter. Next thing that I think needs to be addressed very quickly is this quality of life feature. This has been in NRS games for as long as I can remember, and it's just making practice mode feel a lot limited. You cannot tag any of these moves to the screen. So in MKX, Injustice 2, MK11, I think MK9. I don't think, maybe not MK9, but pretty much any MK game past 9, you could literally look at the moves list and tag moves to the screen. I don't know why that's not here. It usually would be like you press triangle or Y on Xbox and you could tag these moves and they'll stay persistent on your screen, like right underneath your health bar, and it'll show you like what move needs to be done. I don't know why this is not in this game. This is an oversight. This is just weird that this one doesn't have it. It's been in every other game since MKX. It needs to be here. It's gonna make learning characters, practicing combos that much easier. It needs to be implemented ASAP. I think this is just simply an oversight by the devs, but if we can bring this up and get their attention on it, let's get this out. Maybe there's gonna be a day 1 patch this Tuesday, so hopefully this is gonna be in the game. Next thing I want to talk about, game's currently in maintenance mode right now on a Sunday at the time I'm recording this, but it's just a small thing, but I think it just affects the longevity of the game and just getting unlocks. The shrine right here. So the shrine, for those of you who don't know, if you played MK11 a lot, they had a very similar feature in the crypt where you had to physically go to it and you spend X amount of coins and the game would just give you a random unlock that you don't have. Very cool that they have this in the menu now. There isn't a crypt, they just have it attached to the menu, but it's the same idea. You spend 1,000 coins and they'll give you a random unlock, whether it be a brutality, a skin, a palette, a piece of gear, a music, concept art, or whatever. Right? I wish I could show you it right now, but one, you can't access it when the game servers are down. That's a bad thing. actually, that's a whole different discussion I need to have with this game. A lot of this game's unlocks, the game's unlock system is not available if you're offline. You need to have a constant internet connection to be unlocking things in this game and accessing your unlocks. But we'll talk about it in another video. The shrine over here, it's so slow. It's so slow. Like, if for those of you guys have used it, whenever you spend your coins, it takes like, after you spend your coins, after it shows you what you got, it takes, I kid you not, it takes like a good 30 seconds for it to get back to the regular menu so you can input another 1,000 coins and then reveal what you got. It's very, very slow. I think part of the reason why it's so slow is because it needs to communicate with the servers, and that's the reason why I can't access it right now, because you know, the game's in maintenance right now. But when you're doing, let's say you have like, at some point, a lot of us, when we play this game, we're gonna have damn near over 100,000 coins, right? So we're gonna have basically 100 rolls, right? 100 ways to spend at the shrine, and that's gonna take forever, y'all. They need to have a bulk way of spending coins, or they need to just speed this whole process up, because right now I don't want to spend no more than maybe 5-10,000 at max, because we're gonna literally be at the shrine for like 20 minutes. It's insane. It's very, very slow. The next thing this game needs to have currently, and this was in, I believe, the last 2 NRS games, and it's not here for this one, they need to have a ping indicator during the game. This is a little bit different from having a Wi-Fi filter and a ping filter and all that stuff. Guys, that's a whole different topic. I haven't played ranked yet, so I haven't really messed around with the connections. But the connections overall for me have been pretty good in casuals. This is basically like what you would expect for an NRS title. But, you know, every now and then you're going to run into someone who does not have a very good connection. It's not the game. It's mainly because the people online, they play on Wi-Fi. They have bad connections. You're probably playing against someone that's very far away. It is what it is, right? But there isn't a ping indicator in the game. Before, in MK11, you could have showed your ping at the bottom of the screen in MK11. If I have some MK11 footage, you know, I'll put it on the screen just so I can show you guys. And you can have it in 2 different ways. You can have the bars, you know, the red bar, the red bars, the yellow bars, the green bars, or you could just have the number, which indicates your ping in milliseconds. They don't have that right now. I think that's an oversight too. I like seeing the ping in the game, so if I'm dropping combos, I just know I'm not crazy and I can blame the connection. Besides that, I mean, overarching problem, they need to address like the whole ping situation. If they need to have just stricter requirements or just a filter overall, but at the very least, can we just get the ping indicator back in the game, please? I need to see who's lagging, why is it lagging, how bad is it getting, and if it's okay for me to dip and bail out because this dude is lagging on my screen. They need to have that. And lastly, this is something that I don't think can be implemented right away. This is something that needs to be implemented over time. It's more like this is going to be more for a title update fix, but it's very, very strange that this game does not have it. And that goes for the tutorial. So we have a very good tutorial of this game. Like the overall tutorial, just to show you guys, I don't care about the rewards or whatever. But the tutorial really goes over what buttons to press, the different mechanics, and it goes over how to play the game. It goes over things like positioning, anti-airing, zoning, counter zoning, getting pressure, applying your cameos in a certain way, right? But this game is missing the feature of having like a character tutorial. And this, I'm very surprised they don't have this, because the cameos desperately need one. The previous NRS games, I always thought it was a good way to start off with a brand new character. They basically give you like a mini tutorial specifically for that character. They tell you their best strings to use and what the purpose of it is for. They tell you which one's a special cancelable. They tell you how to do the special moves and where you might want to apply it. They'll say this is its main combo tool, yada yada yada. It was an MK11. I believe they started with Injustice 2, and it was a good place to start off with the character. And I remember it always gave you an award for it. They need to have that for the main playable fighters, and the cameos. And I think this relates to the, I'm putting air quotes around it, the Serena problem right now. Everybody's using Serena because Serena gets big damage combos and it's very easy to do. It's simple, it's fun, right? But I feel like the community is just going through follower syndrome and just following what everybody else is doing. They're seeing people getting 50% damage combos with Serena, and they're like, oh, that means Serena's good, I have to do that too. And we're realizing that Serena could basically apply herself in any other way, shape, or form. But the true sauce of this game is not just damage. To me, the real purpose of the cameo is allowing you to get situations and do things that you couldn't have normally done without them. And it's not just combos. Sure, you can get a couple more extra percent with Serena, but you can get crazy setups, you could get crazy 50-50s, you could get crazy hard to blockable stuff with all these other cameos. And I feel like part of the reason nobody is playing other cameos is because we don't know how to use these guys, and the game does not tell you how to use them. It took me a bit just to figure out that Serena's neutral cameo is a move where she drains the opponent's super meter. I didn't really realize that until I started playing the game online. But the reason you're not seeing a lot of these guys, I think a lot of these guys have some true dirt that we just don't know about, but it's because there isn't a way to really explore them unless it's in training mode. And the training mode, the move list is not very descriptive on like what, they're not telling you how the move is applied, they're just telling you how to do the move. And truthfully, I think they need to have a tutorial for that, going over this cameo does that, this cameo is good for this cameo is good for that, and then explain to us and give us a application of it in the game. The campaign doesn't even really do that based on what I've played, because these cameos are not canon. They're just here for the purpose of the mechanic. They're not, these are not, I mean, yeah, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Kung Lao are in the game, but from what I've played and what I've seen, Sector and Cyrax are not in the game. Serena is not in the game. Darius is not in the game. These are just here for purposely for the online and for the gameplay to be fun and exciting. These are not canon characters in the story. So the only way you're gonna experience with these characters is if you play the game online or an invasion and you just experiment it with yourself. But most of the community, they're not labbers. We're not labbers out here. Most of the community, I'm a labber, but most community is not a labber. They're just gonna look up stuff online and see what people are doing. And right now, everybody's gravitating towards Serena because she gets the biggest damage. She's very easy to implement. You don't really have to wrap a brain around her. Basically, if you know how to use your character, you can use Serena. But all this cool stuff over here, we just can't. It's hard for people to figure out what it is if they don't tell us what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully they add that in the future some way, shape, or form. I think it definitely was an oversight, or maybe they're still in development. But you know, modern gaming, nothing is ever 100% done nowadays, right? It is what it is, y'all. But other than that, I'm definitely enjoying the game. I don't want people to take this as a video as me complaining about Mortal Kombat 1. I'm definitely having a ton of fun with this game. This game is so much fun to play, and that's the most important thing. But there's just 5 quality of life changes that I think can improve this game immediately, and these are things that hopefully they have on their bucket list or to-do list. And if they're not, share the video, bring it to their attention so that they can get this stuff addressed. So let me know what you guys think. How are you enjoying MK1? If you're getting the game this Tuesday, just be aware that these things are not in the game, or it's missing, or these things need to be improved on. So stay real, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. What are the things that you think are bothering you about this game, and what are the things you think need to be addressed? Sound off in the comment section. Share the video. Let's keep the discussion going. Stay real, y'all. Have a great day. Peace.